Hi class, today we're going over the chapter 6 test review. The first part says to describe the polygons. It's asking if it's equilateral, equiangular, regular, or irregular. And then says classify each polygon according to the number of sides. So reminder that the equilateral means that all the sides are equal. So these are all equal sides. And then your equiangular, this means all equal angles. Regular means that it's both. And your irregular, this is going to mean that it's neither. All right, let's look at the first one. So looking at the first one, let's look at if it's equilateral, equiangular, regular, or irregular. So are all the sides marked the same? No, they're not. Even if they look the same, if they're not marked, you cannot add markings. All right, so they're not marked the same. What about angles? Are the angles marked the same? Yes, so then this is going to be an equiangular, so that's going to be B. All right, now let's count the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does anyone know what a six-sided shape is? It's a hexagon. I'm going to put a 6 right here so you know it's the number of sides. Let's get the next one. The next one, are any sides or any angles marked the same? No, right? So what's our neither option? Our neither option is irregular, right? It's D. All right, let's count the number of sides. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sides. All right, because what we're doing is we're counting every little segment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what's a 10-sided shape called? A decagon. Good job. All right, this is 10. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one, it has only the sides or only the angles? This one's only the sides. Good. So which one would mean only the sides? A would, right? So that's your equilateral. And it has how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. What's a four-sided shape called? Don't put a rhombus, okay? Any four-sided shape, if we're just naming it based on sides, you're going to call it a quadrilateral. Okay? All right, I'm going to have you do number 4 and number 5. Real quick, I do want you to remember one more vocab word. Let's try to remember heptagon. This one's going to be 7 sides, all right? So if you had to remember any names of polygons, please remember at least these 4. All right, for number 6, this is find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of the following convex polygons. All right, when you see this, sum of the interior angles, that means we are using this formula, the n minus 2 times 180. And what does the n stand for? Who remembers what the n stands for? N stands for the number of sides. Good. All right, so a dodecagon has 12 sides. So we're going to do 12 minus 2 times 180. 12 minus 2 is 10. And 10 times 180, that gives us 1,800 degrees. All right, you guys will do B and you'll do C. All right, let's go to the next one. Solve for the missing variable since m is also in the mix, because we also have m in there, right? All right, so the very first step you're going to do is we are going to find the total degrees in sides. So just what we did earlier. So how many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because we know a triangle, it's 180, but we don't know what a 5-sided shape, what their total degree should equal. So that's what we're trying to figure out first. So your first step is to do the formula we just did. We have 5 sides. So 5 minus 2 times 180. 5 minus 2 is 3. And 3 times 180 is 540. All right. Just like a triangle, you're going to add all the angles inside. So you're going to do 90 plus 143 plus 77 plus x plus 103. All of it should equal 540. All right, we'll go ahead and combine like terms. We have 90, 143, 77, and 103. All right, we add those together. We get 413 plus x equals 540. All right, we'll subtract 413 from both sides. So x is going to equal 127. So our x here is 127. All right, you guys will do letter B. All right, let's look at C. So the difference between the interiors and the exteriors is that the interiors, these are all inside. So all of these angles have to just equal 540. But if we look at this one here, all the angles are on the outside, right? On the outside, it doesn't matter how many sides you have. On the outside, the total, your exterior angles should always equal 360 degrees. All right, so we're going to take 46, 3x, 62, 4x, 47, and 93, and we're going to set everything equal to 360. All right, so let me zoom in on that so y'all can see it. All right, so now we're going to combine like terms. So let's see what our like terms are. We have 46, 62, 47, and 93. If I add all of that together, I'm going to get 248. Now I'm going to combine the other like terms. I'm going to add 3x to 4x. That's going to give us 7x. And again, when they're on the outside, they're going to equal 360. All right, we'll subtract 248 from both sides. We're going to get that 7x is equal to 112. Last step is to divide by 7. And x is going to equal 16. All right, so for the exterior angles, you'll just set them all equal to 360. You guys will do letter D. All right, when you're ready, we'll go over to the back side. So on the back side, we have the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360. In quadrilateral STUV, S is 75. How many sides does a quadrilateral have? 4. So all it's saying is that we have this four-sided shape. It's called STUV, and S is 75 degrees. Well, if it equals 360, how do we know what these three should equal together? Correct. We should do 360, take away 75. That is going to get us 285. So the other three angles should equal 285 degrees. So if you notice, they gave us S. Was S in the equation? No, because what it's asking is telling us, therefore, the other three angles have to equal this total. So with this question, you're just going to subtract the given from 360, and then just make sure that the given angle was not given in the equation, okay? All right, you guys will do number 9. All right, let's look at 10. On 10, I tell you that the following figures are regular. What does it mean to be regular? That all sides and all angles are equal. Good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and, if anything is equal, we always set them equal. So we're going to take negative x plus 113, and we're going to set it equal to 7x plus 73. All right, I'm going to add my small x over. So it's a negative, so I'm going to do a positive. I'm going to add it over. 113 equals 8x plus 73. All right, we'll subtract 73 from both sides. And 8x is going to equal 140. So then we'll divide both sides by 8, and we get that x is equal to 5. All right, so this one will be 5. All right, just like this one, you'll set these equal to each other, and then just solve for x. All right, let's look at 11. On 11 says, find the value of S and R given that S to T is 3 and R to T is 4. Prove that SRQP is a rhombus. So we know S to T is 3. R to T is 4. So it wants us to prove that this is a rhombus. They're asking you for S to R, though. All right, what type of angle is created in here on a rhombus? Who remembers? A 90. Good. So if I'm trying to find that side, what formula am I using on this triangle? Pythagorean theorem. Good. So we'll do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Which one's your c? the x. Good. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals x squared, right? Because here's your 90. Your c is always across the 90. All right, so we have 9 plus 16 equals x squared. That's 25. Let me zoom in on that so you can see it, sorry. And then we'll square root 25. So x ends up being 5, or we can say s to r is 5, right? Because that's what they were asking. S to r is 5. And that's it, all right? So you will have a Pythagorean theorem problem. So just make sure that if you're inside a rhombus, that there's a 90 degrees, Pythagorean theorem can be used. All right, let's look at 12. It says, given that PQRS is a rhombus, PRS, remember, you're going to trace it P, R to S, and then you stop. Don't make a triangle, PRS. That angle is 23. So their question is, what is QRS? So I want to know this whole angle. So if this is 23, do we know what this one is? Should also be 23. Good. So 23 plus 23, that's going to give us 46. Good. So the measurement of angle QRS is 46 degrees. Good. All right. Let's look at 13. So remember with 13, these are trapezoids. The sides that are going in the same direction, these are parallel. And like yesterday, I said mark these the same, and then mark the bottom ones the same. It'll make the question easier. So this one is asking you to find D. I gave you 60, which was at C. Is D marked the same as C? Are they marked the same? No. So who knows what to do? We subtract it from 180. Good. 180 minus 60, our difference is 120. So angle D is 120 degrees. All right, and that's it for that one. You guys will do number 14. All right, when you're ready, we'll go to the next page. All right, so the next page. The next page, we have these different parallelograms. On the first one, these are looking at diagonals. What do we remember about the diagonals in a rhombus? They cut each other in half, right, in a rhombus. It gets it from the parallelogram. So we're going to go ahead and set these equal. We're going to say 5x minus 10 is equal to x plus 46. All right, so let's minus x on both sides. 4x minus 10 equals 46. Then what do? Add the 10. So 4x equals 56. So our last step is to divide by 4. Good. So x is going to be equal to 14. Good. All right, let's look at, I'm going to have you guys do 16. I think that one's a little easier. And I'll have y'all do 17. I'm going to do number 18 with you. So on 18, this is when we're looking at the rectangles, the rhombus, and the squares. So for the sides are the same, right? Sides are the same. So we're going to say 2x plus 1 is equal to 4x minus 7. All right, we'll subtract. I always subtract the smaller x, but again, you guys can always subtract anything or move anything around as you'd like. 1 is equal to 2x minus 7. We'll add the 7. So 2x equals 8. Divided by 2, so your x is equal to 4. All right, so the reason I wanted to do this one with you is because of the 7y plus 3. It's pointing to half of that 90 degrees. What is 90 divided by 2? 45 degrees. So when you're solving for y, you'll do 7y plus 3 equals 45. So we'll subtract the 3. 7y is going to equal 42. Divide by 7, and your y is going to equal 6. Okay, so I just wanted to do that one because I had that 45 in there. You guys will be fine with the other ones. Let's look at 19. So 19 is the one with the kite. Remember to identify the angles that are congruent. You're going to look for the two sides that are not the same. And you're going to go to that angle, and you're going to go to the opposite angle. These two are the ones that are the same. Do you know either one? No. So this is where you're going to put an X here and an X here. All of them, no matter what, remember, any four-sided shape, any quadrilateral, should equal 360 degrees. So we're going to take 101, we're going to add it to X, to 48, to X, and that should give us 360. 101 plus 48, that's going to give us 159. 1X plus another X, that's going to give us 2 X's. We'll bring down the 360. All right, we'll subtract 159. And 2X is going to equal 201. We'll divide by 2. So your X ends up being 100.5 degrees. And it's okay if you got a decimal there, okay? All right, you guys will do number 20. All right, let's come down to this one on 21. 21, it says A to D is 3X minus 7. A to D is 3X minus 7. And B to C is 2X plus 8. Find the value of X so that ABCD is an isosceles trapezoid. So remember, if it's isosceles, the sides that go the same direction are parallel. And the other two sides, these have to be the same. Well, if they're the same, then we're just going to go ahead and set those equal. Equals 2X plus 8. All right, let's subtract 2X from both sides. So X minus 7 equals 8. Let's add the 7. So X is 15. Okay. All right. When you're ready, we'll go over to the back side. All right. So number 22 is identical to the one I just did. So I'm going to let you guys do 22. Let's come down to 23. It says find the value of X and Y that will prove the following quadrilaterals or rhombus. So we're going to go ahead and solve for Y. If you notice, these two are marked the same. So we're going to go ahead and set them equal. Y plus 42 equals 8Y. All right, let's subtract the Y from both sides. 42 is equal to 7Y. All right, let's divide both sides by 7. So your Y is equal to 6. All right, now let's look at the ones with the X's. These are angles. All right, and I marked them differently because they're not on opposite sides. So we're not going to set these equal. What should we do with these angles that are next to each other? Add them and set them equal to 180. Good. All right, so we're going to take 115 plus 5X, and we're going to set it equal to 180. We'll subtract 115 from both sides. So 5X is going to equal 65. Divide both sides by 5. X is going to equal 13. All right. All right, on these bottom ones, we're asking you to graph it and then identify if it's a parallelogram, a rhombus, a rectangle, a square, or if it's irregular. So let's go ahead and graph D. D is going to be at 0, 2. All right, E is going to be at 5, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. This is E. So D and E. And then 2, negative 2 is F. So 1, 2, down, 1, 2. This is F. And then G is at negative 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is going to be G. So do we think this is a parallelogram, a rhombus, a rectangle, a square, or if it's irregular? This one is going to be a parallelogram. All right, you guys are in charge of 25. All right, the last one. The last one is midsegment. And remember, for midsegment, we're going to take base 1 plus base 2, and we're going to divide it by 2. Remember, your bases are the ones that are going in the same direction. Your midsegment is in the middle. So we're going to take 28. We're going to add that to 16. Divide it by 2 will give us our midsegment. So this will give us 44. So your midsegment is going to be 22. All right, you guys will do B. On that one that's B, though, you're going to work backward because I already gave you the mid segment, right? This is base 1, this is base 2, and this is your mid segment. All right, to be done, you do have to have all of these examples written out, but you also need to have all the ones I left you to do completed, okay?